Hello, Thomas MacLaren School. My name is Mrs. Gray again, and today I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite topics, which is dancing. I love dancing. I love learning about dancing. I love watching dancing. I love virtually every form of dance I have ever seen or heard of. And so today we're going to be talking about two particular forms of dance. I love the movement, the meaning, the variations, and the overlap of all sorts of dances from all different cultures. One thing I find particularly fascinating is the influence of one dance style from one culture on the dance style of another culture. For example, Lindy Hop is a fast-paced form of swing dancing formed in the 1920s that combined the more grounded improvisational African movements with the formal structured partner dancing of European styles. These two cultures together created a uniquely American dance form. What I want to explore with you today is the cultural influence of the Indian Kathak temple dance on the Spanish flamenco. Kathak is one of the 8 major forms of Indian classical dance and is believed to have started around 400 BCE. The origin of Kathak is traditionally attributed to the traveling bards of ancient northern India known as Kathakars or storytellers. The term Kathak is derived from the Sanskrit word katha, which means story, and Kathakar, which means storyteller. Wandering Kathakars communicated traditional stories, most often about the Hindu god Krishna, through dance, songs, and music. Flamenco, on the other hand, is a much more modern dance. The oldest record of flamenco music dates back to 1774 CE. The music and dance are based on the various folkloric music traditions of southern Spain in the autonomous communities of Andalusia and Murcia. Although the exact origin of flamenco is unknown, one of the primary theories is that it was developed when the Romani people, who are sometimes called gypsies, although the term is now considered offensive to many Romani people, when these people traveled from India to Spain in the 1500s. Many people believe that Indian Kathak storytelling dance of these traveling people was taken on and transformed by the Spanish into their own dance form. Similar to its origin, it is unclear what exactly the word flamenco actually means and where the word comes from. Some people believe it to be the literal Spanish definition and translation, meaning native of Flanders, an area once controlled by the Spanish. Others suggest, however, that it comes from the Spanish words meaning flame or fire, since the dancing has a fiery feel and the women often wear red. Still others wonder if it might come from the Hispano-Arabic term meaning expelled peasant, referring to the Islamic Andalusians who were forced to flee the region around this time. Now, I want to explore specific elements of these dances. First, the footwork in both dances is extremely important, and the feet act as instruments. Both dances involve stomping to the rhythm of the music, sometimes even acting as a harmony with it. Kathak dancers perform barefoot and learn to make slapping sounds with every part of their feet, including the arch of the foot. They also wear bells on their ankles to add even more percussion to the performance. Flamenco dancers, however, wear a specific shoe with a thick heel that has several nails hammered into the toe and the heel to help magnify the stomping sounds. Both dancers make the percussive sounds by stomping their heels, toes, and full feet. Listen and watch these 2 videos of each dancer's footwork. Note the similarities and differences in their foot positions, the part of the feet that they use, and how their steps complement and sometimes imitate the instruments. I know those videos were abrupt, but I hope you got some sort of sense of the percussion and the talent and the speed and the skill at which it takes to make those sounds with your feet. The next part of the dancers that we will explore is their facial expressions, which are captivating and hard to ignore. Although both dances rely on the face to convey a message or an emotion, the expressions and purposes are quite different. Kathak, as I said before, is a storytelling dance, and there are 8 eye movements that each have particular names and carry a particular meaning. When they are put together with the foot movements, body movements, and music, the dancer can tell an entire story. The facial expressions of the flamenco dancers, although they do not have names for their eye movements, convey each emotion of the dance passionately. Anger, arrogance, attraction, sadness, and joy are commonly displayed in a flamenco performance through the dancer's piercing gaze towards the sky, the ground, their hands, or their heart. The final component of the dances we will explore are the hand gestures. The purpose and use of the hands in Kathak are similar to the eyes. Their hand positions too have specific names and are used to tell their stories. Oftentimes their fingertips and the edges of their feet are painted red to make the movements more noticeable and dramatic. Here you can see hands depicting a peacock, half moon, and the peak of a mountain. The flamenco dancers' hands, fingers, and arm movements add to the drama, but again, do not have specific names. Although there are similarities between the arms and hand movements in both dances, the flamenco dancer's outstretched arm is meant to represent a flamingo's neck. The hands and fingers mimic the bird's beak. The flamenco as a whole imitates the courtship display of the flamingo. The bird's courtship pattern includes elaborated tiptoeing, stretching, and quick tweaking of the neck and head from side to side. Female flamenco dancers often wear bright red dresses resembling the red and pink feathers of the flamingo. The dancers, like the flamingo, also stand as tall and straight as possible, which makes for an impressive display of power, beauty, and control. There's so much more I wish I could explore with you, including the history, instruments, music, and clothing of these 2 dances, but we are out of time. However, I hope you continue to learn about these 2 beautiful dance forms on your own. To end, I want to show you part of a dance performance I attended last year at the World Dance Festival in Colorado Springs. This is a clip from a collaboration between an Indian classical dancer, which she is dancing a style very similar to Kathak, and a flamenco dancer. Pay attention to those similarities and differences that we have discussed today. Enjoy.